let's take a moment to breathe into a time of meditation together. To just presence, a loosening up within us. To presence the practice, the power in knowing who we are. Inhaling and exhaling. Arriving so fully right here and right now that we allow ourselves to breathe into one identity, our spiritual identity, letting all of the other circumstances and situations and labels or roles just float away for a moment. We bring all of our energy, our awareness, our intention into the field of this moment. Just giving a deep sigh of release and relief. Trusting that we do not have to engage in judgments of right or wrong, that we do not have to control or manipulate things to go our way, that we don't have to build up resources to dominate or force anything. The greatest spiritual teachers, those who've demonstrated the most wisdom, breathe into true power. Power that comes through authenticity, transparency, vulnerability, honesty, integrity. It may seem simple, but spiritual practice and spiritual principle is often simple. It's often not complicated. And it's always immediately available. So we breathe into that. And whatever it is that we feel like has the appearance of bars around us, locking us in or jailing us in, or wherever we see that and we see limitation in the world around us, whether it's the environment, whether it's world peace, whether it's these systematic issues, see the prison for a moment. And then bring in the light. As the light shines on those steel metal bars, it just illuminates and shines right through them. They dissolve in the light of who and whose we are. We stand for a vision emerging. We stand in our true nature, knowing the greatest teachers, the master teacher, and the greatest teachers of all times taught us that our emancipation was right here and right now in knowing who we are. So we breathe into that, giving our energy to our vision, trusting in who and whose God is. That is who love is, who intelligence is, who order is when you call it forth, who good is when you declare it in the midst of anything and everything, not labeling outer circumstances, not labeling the realm of form, but labeling the substance available and true within everything. Labeling that good. God is the good that comes from all of that, is the emerging paradigm of oneness that will always find itself within everything, even when human eyes can't see it. It will penetrate every field of suffering. It will illuminate every seeming setback or limitation. It exists as potential and is ours to call forth. Inhaling and exhaling. We contemplate the words of Richard Rohr, the contemplative teacher, when he says, when we get into presence, we find someone is not against us, but someone who is definitely for us. Someone who is for me more than I am for myself. We find the spiritual truth of being, that this someone, this God, is not a person with preferences and with an agenda to dominate or manipulate or control. But God is the beauty that is beyond our capacity to even begin to put into words. God is the intelligence that is more magnificent than we have ever seen fully demonstrated. God is the light and the love that we have just put the tips of our toes into the living waters of. Because God is wholeness. And the more we practice and see this wholeness, the more we become aware, the more we realize that we are in, we move, we have our being within this Godness. And as that awareness grows within us, it becomes not only our experience, but it becomes something that goes before us in the world of creation. And where two or more are gathered, there am I. May this Easter journey be our journey. May we walk hand in hand with our transformation in one hand and our awakening in the other hand. Not feeling powerless in a world of change, but knowing our true selves and our divine birthright and calling forth wholeness on each step of the journey. Namaste.